So I prepared this for Madigan, all the things that I'm responsible for.
That you're responsible for? Okay.
When I retired, and I handed it to him, and he started reading it, and he says, I don't think you're done yet. He gave it back to me.
That's funny.
He wouldn't take it.
Is that like tendering your resignation, but that gets denied? It gets rejected? So you were asking about Joe. Well, that's why, you know, I don't always know what Joe's thinking, where he's coming from. I tried to talk to him. You know, originally we were going to talk about our dinner with Joe.
Right.
I think we're still trying to nail down that date. I don't know how do you want to think about the dinner, what we want to say to Joe, because I can't give you any insight. I really can't. I met with Hooker not that long ago, and we'll get back to that. But the contract with Jay Doherty is under the CEO's budget. I never had to touch it. Now, someone needs to talk to Joe about it. I don't know how, you know, I don't know how he's going to react.
I don't either.
And here's what, did John tell you he and I talked about it? Okay. So John, he suggested that I have a write-up for each of Jay's subcontractors. Nice, Zalewski, and Olivo. And have them write up what they do. I'm like, I don't know what they do. I don't know if I can tell Joe what they do. And, you know, Joe's got to prove it. He's got to prove it. He's going to want to know what's... Joe.
Has Joe asked for you to do something in writing?
This is what John suggested.
Yeah.
I haven't met with Joe on it.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I have not met with Joe on it, but I know Jay is hot to trot. His assistant called in last week. I said we're working on it. So they're hot to trot on it, Mike. But sooner or later, Joe's got to, hey Joe, by the way, here's this contract under your budget. Here's what it is. And he's going to ask questions. I just don't know how he'll react. Because I could see him saying, what? No. Money's better spent doing something else. Hiring Liz Brown. I don't know. That's the... I just don't know how he'll react to that.
Right. I don't either. And he could just easily require something in writing, but I would say to you, don't put anything in writing.
Okay, well, that was John's suggestion, all right? But my dilemma is I got to go in to Joe and say, this is under your budget, here's Jay's contract. He's going to say, well, how much is this for? What's all included?
Can I buy it for you, dear?
Please.
What are we paying Jay for?
So they're all, you know, former board committeeman and alderman, Zalewski, former alderman Olivo, and is either was number 1, 2, or 3, depending on the year, his best precinct worker, who actually trains other precinct workers. So,
Meaning nice.
Okay. So he's 3/4 of the price. So it's a favor, and it's a Doherty contract. So Doherty's the one that has to prove if the IRS ever comes in and says, who are these guys and what do they do?
Right.
Doherty's got to prove it.
Right.
The company doesn't have to.
Right. But I understand that. But Joe is going to, And legitimately so. I think it's a legitimate question.
It is, yeah.
It's a legitimate question. Joe's going to ask, what are we paying Doherty for?
But on Doherty's, for Doherty's sake, he does work for us.
Right, but I'm just talking because
You're talking about the three companies.
well, if you look at the contract, it's J. Doherty and Associates, and not forget the amount, Mike, but it's a monthly amount equal to a yearly amount, and it's a pretty hefty amount.
60, 120, and 48. Money, mint, their own mint. It's 168 grand just for the subs.
Okay, and then whatever, and then what Jay's is.
I don't know what Jay's is.
Yeah, I can't remember. I don't know the numbers offhand.
I've never asked him, but probably 10 grand a month at least.
Yeah, I don't remember offhand.
So that's 260. That's 288. If it's 10 grand a month.
And he goes, what?
Do you want me to talk to Joe?
I mean, you can, but this is like company process business, Mike.
Right.
And it kind of seems out of inappropriate. Just trying to figure out the best way to approach him to do that. Because his reaction, I quite frankly, I don't know how he'll react. I just don't think he'll react well. Because just the way Joe is.
If that hour he's got his ex-prosecutor hat on, he's going to say, we can't do this.
That's right. That's a possibility. And in his conversations with his staff, he brings that up often. Former prosecutor.
So I thought about this.
Okay.
It's very possible that that's what his reaction's going to be. And
obviously you did not.
Then I think you have to, or at least I'd ask you to recommend, like before you do anything, Kim McClain and you have a sit down.
Okay.
As a backup.
Okay.
And you could say, look, I didn't think it was appropriate for McClain to talk to you about that.
I don't even want to bring that up.
You're welcome to.
Yeah. Well, Joe is funny about conversations you and I might have that he's not aware of.
Funny life.
And Joe will probably believe that somehow we're plotting against him.
Oh, he probably thinks that all the time.
Well, but that's what I mean. And this will give him another nail in the coffin. So that's why I don't want to do that. So, recommend nothing in writing.
I think all that can do is hurt you. There's no way you could, except for giving your biography of
Can I
the
wrap
three.
this up for you?
You know what? I'm not going to take it. It's
Are
fine.
you still picking at it?
No, I'm done.
All right.
One more piece?
No, God, no.
It was-
Do you want to take it?
No.
You sure?
He's like, no, please.
It's very good. That's the problem.
Except for maybe giving a biography of each of the three. But I certainly wouldn't do the work product because you don't supervise that
I don't.
or monitor that. That's Jay's.
Right.
I'm not.
You know, what I would say to Joe is, Jay's been really good to us at City Hall, and he does that
City Club.
City Club, and so it's and I'd say almost every speech that I've been around, he posts comments. Sooner or later, he sneaks it in.
Right. Shamelessly.
Yeah, shamelessly. So there's a lot of benefits from
Yeah.
this guy,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
So then what do you think about All right, I'll try that with Joe. Because here's what's going on.
And you don't know what Joe Dominguez will show up that day. That's the problem.
I know.
Now, you know better than I do.
I know. I never know. And I don't have a litmus test to find out.
Right.
It's like, I better come back tomorrow.
So I could see him saying, we can't do this.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, Fidel, we can't do this. Ann may have done that, but I don't feel good about this. It looks raw to me. I could see him saying,
Yeah.
or I can hear him saying, that's fine.
I don't think he'll get to fine right away.
No.
But it's weird when he approves this Liz Brown thing. Just shocked me, pissed me off at Liz. She's so dumb.
So this is the way it happened. Liz met with Kerrigan and asked him to put in a good word to Dominguez, or get her the contract probably. And Kerrigan just went direct. And Dominguez probably thinks that garners some favor with Kerrigan. And it doesn't get us one more ounce of help.
Well, maybe once Kerrigan gets at the commission, maybe.
Maybe.
I said maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know what Joe thinks.
Yeah. But so him hiring Liz Brown for Kerrigan is no different than these three guys being on contract.